Namaste, everyone. Welcome. My name is Sara Ivanhoe. I'm the yoga director for USC. This is the morning after the election, and I don't know about all of you, but I've been experiencing a lot of election anxiety, and anxiety due to the uncertainty of what's going on in our country. So what I'd like to do today is to do a practice that sort of supports us in getting grounded while things are uncertain. Because that's the way that our yoga practice can help us, is to just kind of take care of ourselves and try to stay cool amidst the chaos. So we're going to start with a comfortable cross-legged position. Oh, I also just have to tell you guys, you will not be getting a guest appearance from Madison today. I'm back in my Los Angeles zone here, so she's safely downstairs, but she sends her love. Okay, so please go ahead and sit comfortably and sit nice and tall and allow your eyes to close. And with your eyes closed, please bring your attention to the place where your body and the ground meet. Be aware of what part of you connects with the earth. And the tool we'll be developing today, the skill we'll be developing, will be to learn how to get grounded through the ground, to be able to feel that steadiness and support when we need it. So with your eyes closed, please for a moment, just lean your body a little bit forward. Lean your body a little bit backwards. And then rock forward and backwards a couple of times with your attention to what's on the ground. And just kind of noticing how your body, the center of gravity, shifts. And therefore where you get grounded shifts. And come back to center. Lean over to the right. Lean over to the left. And then just try again, back and forth, right and left, with your attention and energy with what is on the earth and where does that change. And then come back to center. At the last moment with your eyes closed, know that the force of gravity always exists. It's not something you need to believe in or create. Gravity is always happening, and we can use that as a tool to support us. We can kind of jump on the wave of gravity to get grounded through the ground as we need. Allow your eyes to open. Great, and we're just going to begin with a very easy little side bend. So we're just going to go up and over to the side. Now sometimes our focus is lifting up, sometimes our focus is center, sometimes our focus is breath. Today our focus is the downward flow of energy, right? The downward flow, the gravitational flow, because a lot of us are feeling like jiggly, right? We're feeling anxious and all over the place. So we want to just know that the energy is always flowing downward. And then with just a few breaths, we can go with that flow of the downward. And start to feel grounded through the ground. Come all the way up. And then let's get that on the other side. And close your eyes for a moment and imagine that there's a downward flow through your body, grounding you, stabilizing you. And then come all the way up and twist over to one side. Allow your eyes to close in this twist. And for today, your attention is what part of you is on the ground and what micro movements might you make to get more grounded. Like for me, I can tell I need to be more in the back of my body. I'm a little too far forward. Lean back a little bit, definitely more in the earth. And then open the eyes and twist on side two. So yeah, if I'm kind of leaning too far forward, if I kind of lean a little bit more, yeah, I can get more real estate, more grounded, more into the earth if I lean back a little. Breath or two here. And then back to center. Great. And then you've got your left leg crossed in front of you. Just go ahead and fold your body forward and down. Let your head drop. So you don't push down. Gravity is already inviting you down. So all you have to do is accept that invitation. Slowly come up, and then let's switch sides with the feet. So whichever foot was in front, put the other foot in front. We'll fold forward again, letting the head drop. So just accepting the invitation that's laid out for us of this downward invitation. In other words, not holding yourself up.
Sara, your camera turned off.
Yeah, my do not disturb doesn't work. So I'm just gonna let it wait for a moment. Something's going on with my technology. Let's hope it's the worst thing that happens today. Can you guys hear me okay? And I think I'm back on the camera. There I am. Go ahead and turn onto your hands and knees now. So on your hands and knees, just take a moment to get especially grounded through the hands and through your shins. So close your eyes for a moment and really push all 10 toenails into the ground. Push the shins into the ground. And then go ahead and allow your eyes to open, and we'll move into our cat-cow. So you'll inhale, lift your chest and sit bones up. And then exhale, round the spine and press the floor away. And then let's cat-cow a few times like that on your own. Inhaling and exhaling. Close your eyes and continue on your own. With your eyes closed this time, your focus is on what is touching the earth. Okay, and then find a neutral spine, and then we're just going to lift up right arm and left leg. So right arm and left leg, lift them up. So again, today your focus, getting grounded through the ground. So feel the palm of the left hand. Feel the shin of the right leg. And then release. And let's take the other side. Left arm, right leg. Go ahead and lift them up. Sometimes the standing shin gets a little bouncy, right? The shin that's on the ground, it can jiggle. So today, make your focus really kicking down into the earth like that. Okay, great. And then back to hands and knees. Let's curl the toes under, and we're going to press right to downward facing dog. Back to downward dog, and go ahead and pedal the legs, bending one knee then the other, Press one heel down on the other and gently side to side. And for a moment, again, closing your eyes so that you can start to see with your inner eye or your intuitive eye. With your eyes closed, imagine the palms of your hands and where and how they are touching the earth. Try to have more of your hand ground into the ground. Okay, and then open your eyes and walk your hands back towards your feet. And we're going to hang in a forward bend. So your feet are hip distance and parallel. You want to bend your knees, hand grabs an elbow, and allow your head to hang. Again, every time you close your eyes, you kind of stop looking at the obvious. You already know what's in front of you. You know the obvious. And close our eyes so we can let go of the obvious and start to look at things from a different perspective. Close our eyes so we can see things in a different. Stay heavy through the feet. Open your eyes. Walk your hands back to downward facing dog. So again, I can't physically see where my hand and the mat touch. But if I close my eyes, I can get a sense of that, right? And in downward dog, you want to be pushing down, getting more grounded through the inner edges of the hands. So if you feel the weight of the body in the outer edges of the hands, try pushing down the inner edges of the hands more. Great. And then release your knees down to the floor and sit back on your heels for child's pose. Child's pose, your forehead is on the floor. Really using this tonight. Imagine that everything is swirling around in your head. Feel like it could just drain into the floor through the spot where your forehead touches the floor. It's as if it could all just drain right into the earth. And then lean forward into your hands. Curl the toes under. We're back to downward facing dog. And bring your feet together in downward facing dog and take your right foot to the ceiling. Your hips are level, so you roll the thigh in. Flex that right foot. Try to get more into the left heel, so you sort of push your whole body weight backwards. And then release that foot down, and then take the left foot up. Hips are level, roll the thigh in. Again, you're bringing your attention to where in my hands am I getting grounded. Try to get more grounded through the inner edges. Where the thumb and index finger meet the hand, that's where you want to be mostly getting grounded. And then release that left foot down. Let's walk the hands all the way back towards your feet. And bring the hands all the way up onto your shins, right at just below the knees. You're going to pull your chest forward, straighten your arms. That's your inhale. And then exhale, slide the hands down the legs. And let's just go back and forth like that a few times. So inhale, open the heart, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, open. Exhale, fold. Last time. Inhale, open, coming up on the hands. And exhale, fold, let the head drop. And as you fold forward for a moment, stay here just for a moment. Notice where you are in your heels. So if you find that you're way back in your heels, try leaning forward more into the fronts of your feet, balls of the feet, and the toes. So whenever I'm folding forward like this, it's actually safer for the body weight to be further forward. If the body weight, if you're heavier in your heels, it's not so great on your knees. So this is, we just kind of learn from the ground, right? We're really taking our lessons from the earth here, not in the heels, but yes, more into the toes, like you're almost going to fall forward. And then walk the hands into downward facing dog. Okay, great. And then from here, let's bring the feet together. Take the right foot up to the ceiling. You can lift the hip open and sweep the right foot all the way up on the hands to the hands. Stay balanced on the toes. Sink your hips down. Keep your left hand on the floor. Let's take the right hand up to the ceiling for a nice big open twist here and breathe. So bring your attention to the three pieces that are on the ground, right? Your feet on that left hand, and really get grounded through the ground. And then right hand release to the floor. We'll go right back to down dog. And then feet come together, left foot to the ceiling, let the hip open. And then left foot all the way up to the hands, balanced on the toes. Right hand is down, left hand to the ceiling. Push the ground away. Yes, really sort of use that as a springboard. And then release the hands to the floor. Good, let's take a plank pose and come all the way down to the floor. Let's come into a low cobra. So I push my feet down, push my tailbone down, come up just a little, maybe a little more, and then push all the way back to downward dog. Great, for a moment, close the eyes and get a mental image of what is on the ground, right? Feel where in the hands, push the inner edges, where in the feet, try for more of the heels. Walk the hands all the way back towards your feet. Bend the knees, interlace your fingers behind your back. Give the arms a squeeze up to the ceiling, forward towards the floor in front of you. And again, you want to have your attention under the feet, where the feet are getting grounded. Rock further forward into the toes, balls of feet. And then from here, you're going to bring the hands to the floor. We're going to come into a malasana squat. So take the feet a little wider. Your heels are in, your toes are out. So I bend my knees and then I squeeze my knees out to the sides. And then I slowly lower down. And this is a wonderful hip opener. You want to just try to stay a little bit lifted at first. Palms to the heart, lift the heart. This is a malasana squat, a garland pose. So one way to do it is like this with an extended spine, and I love the way this feels. And I also love what we would call sort of the yin style version of this. So keeping the knees open, I just kind of round the spine and relax and drop my head. You feel much more of a gentle stretch on the upper back here. Just don't pull yourself with a rounded spine. Great, and then come back to a lifted heart, and then we'll walk our hands back to downward dog. Welcome back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Out through the mouth, clearing breath, stick out your tongue. Feet come together. Take the right foot up to the ceiling. Let your hip open. You can ankle circle. You can crack your toes, however you like here. Right foot all the way to the hands. This time, bring your left knee down to the floor. Very often, I keep my back toes curled under like so. But today, I'm going to have you bring your back instep all the way down to the floor. And then crawl your hands up onto your front shin. So our focus today is on the ground, so you're kicking down into the earth, and then take the arms up. Kick, kick, kick down into the ground. And let's go hands to the floor, right back to downward dog. Let's go feet together, left foot to the ceiling, let that hip open. Left foot to the hands, back knee to the floor. uncurl the toes, sink your hips down. And again, my mental focus, like I'm looking forward, but my mental focus is on kicking my instep on the ground. So I want to get grounded. I want to practice the skill of getting grounded. And then hands to the floor and back to down dog. Let's take the feet wide in down dog. This time we're going to take a twist. So right hand is in the center. I pull my body weight backwards. Left hand grabs the outside of the right heel. Nice twisting, and then release it. I'm going to bring my left hand in front of me. And then I'm going to cross the body, the right hand. Grounding through my heels to pull my body weight backwards. And then release the hands. Okay, excellent. Feet gonna come together. Take the right foot to the ceiling. Let that hip open. Maybe bend the top leg. Push through the heel if you like. Right foot's gonna sweep all the way up to your hands. Back knee to the floor. This time, uncurl the toes. Come up onto your front shin. And then palms are gonna come to the heart and take a twist. So outside of the left arm to the outside of the right thigh, and then lifting up into the twist. So again, my focus is grounding through what's on the ground so that I can lift up. Okay, and then release. Hands come to the floor. We'll go back to down dog. Feet are going to come together, left foot to the ceiling. Let the hip open, push through the heel. And then left foot all the way up to the hands, right knee to the floor, uncurl the toes. And I'm up. Here to grab the lunge twist, bellies and ribs in, and I move into the twist. Hips are down, chest is up, breathing. And then hands are going to come to the floor and come into a plank pose all the way to the floor, and then come into a sphinx. Just give us a little bit of a back bend here. So I'm on my forearms here. My forearms are parallel, shoulder distance, and I'm pushing down. This is the part that kind of likes to flip up. So I'm pushing down the inner edges of my hands here, and then I lift up out, and I'm pushing my tailbone down, and I'm pressing my feet down. So let's just rest here in a sphinx pose for a moment. Great. So we're going to really focus on getting grounded through these forearms for a moment. You're going to keep very solid here. Heavy gravity forearms. I'm going to curl my right toes under, curl my left toes under, walk them forward, push through the heels, scoop my tailbone down, and then it's just a little lift of my belly on 3, 1, 2, 3, and then scoop tailbone down. I'm going to roll to the right side. So I'm onto my right forearm, and I'm putting my left foot in front of me for support, left hand to the ceiling, using my belly, using some core strength here, and then I'm releasing down back to my forearm plank onto the left side. I take my right foot in front and right hand to the ceiling. It's a little challenging. Yeah, nice and breathing, grounded through the ground. And then right forearm down and back to my forearm plank. And now into dolphin. I walk my feet forward. I pull my body weight back. Drop the head and then release the knees to the floor. Keep the knees together. Take your feet open, and we're going to come into a virasana. So I'm going to try sitting. Ooh, here we go. Try sitting in between the feet. If that doesn't work, you can just sit in a kneeling position. We just did open, and we kind of got the insides of the legs. So now we're doing the legs together. We kind of hit different spots. You know, while we're here, why don't we do a little shoulder opener? Right arm is up, left arm under and around. Some eagle arms, lift up and away from the face. And then release. Great, I'm gonna move into a Vajrasana, kneeling. Yeah, that was getting me. Left arm up, right arm wraps under, around until they touch. Arms lift up away from the face, drop the head down. Close the eyes, breathe. And then open the eyes and release the hands. This is what's a little unusual. Play this one really easy. So I've got my feet together, my knees together. I'm just going to slightly lean back into my hands and go for a little bit of a stretching the front of the ankle. So I'm leaning back here. I'm sitting on my heels and I just slightly pick the knees up. Just gently, just gently. Okay, yeah, good. Good, good. Great. And then back to hands and knees and curl the toes under. Back to downward facing dog. Ooh, that made my ankles crack. Excellent. Okay, let's go feet together, right foot to the ceiling. Let that hip open. And then right foot, sweep it all the way to the hand. I'm going to stay balanced on the back toes. And we're going to move into a crescent high lunge. Put my hands right onto my front thigh. When you're ready, you can just slowly take the arms up. As for today, try moving a little bit more into the back foot. So really feel where your back foot and the floor meet and just get heavy into that back foot. I'm going to take my right hand down the left thigh just for a little extra side body stretch. And then both arms up and hands to the floor and back to down dog. Let's go feet together, left foot to the ceiling. Let that hip open. Left foot all the way to the hands, balanced on the toes. And I bring my body all the way up. And my focus today, back into that back foot. Ooh, push through the heel. Arms come up. So even though I'm looking straight ahead, I'm really it's almost like a mantra, like I'm repeating a thought again and again and again to try to keep my mind focused on what is on the ground. Now it's my back heel. Left hand, slide it down the right leg. And then both arms up and then hands to the floor. Great. And then all the way down to the belly. And then this time I'm going to take a high cobra. So I push my feet down, I push my tailbone down, hug the elbows in, and I just push a little and a little and a little and a little and a little. So I'm about midway here. Chest is up, feet push down. And then release, curl the toes under and back to dog. Okay, so now it's a little bit different. We're going to do different hands and knees variation. So I'm on my hands and knees, and I'm actually going to bring my knees together, my feet together. And then I'm going to take my hands wider, the distance of the mat. Okay, it's a little different, just hang with me. I'm going to take my left leg straight up and back behind me. I'm actually going to lean into the right hand, and then I'm going to take my left hand straight up to the ceiling. So this is almost like half moon, but I'm on my shin. Very difficult to balance here. And my right shin is wobbling like crazy. My right ankle is flopping. I'm kicking my right ankle into the floor. and then I just release it down. Okay, so like, your bottom leg may bounce around. That's the whole kind of point of the exercise, right? If you kick the floor so we're feeling grounded. So this is a little different. It's not opposite arm and leg. This is a different variation. So again, it will behoove you to actually follow this direction. Instead of your knees hip distance, bring them to the midline. So the knees touch each other, the feet touch each other, kick it into the floor. Get super grounded through the ground. My hands are wider. So this is giving me some lateral balance that I wouldn't normally have. Then I'm going to take my right leg up and back behind me. I'm going to allow my hip to open, and then slowly I'm going to try to take the right arm up. Not easy. Okay, got it. Yeah, you got to ground through that bottom foot. Top arm down, top leg down. Nicely done. And then the way we're going to counterpose this is bring the shins hip distance and come up onto the shins. And we're going to do a parigyasana, opening of the gate pose. So from here, I'm on my shins. I'm just going to take my right leg out to the right. So I'm pointing my right leg towards you. I'm going to slide my right hand down my right leg. Scoot my tailbone under. My left arm goes up, and I tip over to the side. So this is a long series on the shins. Chest is up. Come all the way up. And then just come back to center, and I'm going to get that on my other side. So I take my left foot out to the left, point my left toes out away from me, scoop my tailbone under, belly in. My right arm's going up and over, and my left arm just slides down the left leg. You just don't want to land on your knee joint, just either above or below the knee is great. And then come all the way up, and then release. Fantastic. Come down, sit back on your heels for a moment. Just give your shoulders a little roll backwards. Give them a little roll forward. And since we're on our shins here, we're going to sort of stay with it. We're going to take our Ardha Ustrasana, half Ustrasana, half camel pose. So we're up on our shins. Again, belly is in, tailbone down. And you're going to curl your right toes under. Take your right arm to the right, left arm up and back behind you. Push down to go up. And then come all the way up, and let's get side two. Curl your left toes under. Good, belly pulls in. I reach back with my left foot. Right arm's gonna go back behind me. All the way up. Excellent. Sit back, let's take a quick child's pose just to kind of counterpose all of what we just did there. Let the head rest on the ground. Let your eyes close. Take a couple of breaths. Just a reminder of why we're practicing today. We're practicing to get grounded so that when we feel uncertain, we have a tool. Slowly roll up. Excellent. Slide forward back to downward facing dog. And then walk the feet up to the hands. Come halfway up, inhale. Hold deeply, exhale. Good. And then we're going to take a chair pose. You're going to sit your hips back and down, bend the knees a lot, and try rocking back into your heels. So you feel like at any moment you're going to fall backwards. You can keep your hands on your hips, or if you want, you can take your arms up. The main goal for today for this chair pose is being aware of your feet. Just for a moment, rock forward to the toes, rock back into the heels, and just notice the different pose you can have based on where you get grounded. And then choose to get grounded through the heels, belly in. And then inhale, come all the way up to standing. Stay standing. Right hand is grabbing your left wrist. You're going to pull up and over into a side bend. All the way up to standing. Left hand grabs the right wrist. Side bend on side 2. And then all the way up. Palms come together at your heart. Okay, great. You're going to open up out to the side, turn and face me. You've got your legs nice and wide. Feet are parallel. Now, whenever you're doing a forward bend in yoga, you've got the option of the weight going into the heels or going into the toes. Mostly you want to be balanced in the center, but if in doubt, it's safer to be further body weight into the toes. So as I'm folding forward here, I'll notice that tendencies to kind of lean back. Lean forward, it's a little scarier, but you'll get the hang of it, and it's a safety tip that will really feed you kind of for life. Allow your hands to come down to the ground, and once again, lean back in your heels. Lean forward into your toes. Find center, but like a little bit more into the toes. Great, nice, strong legs. And now allow your head to drop. Feel the back of the neck release. Close your mouth and take a few ujjayi breaths. Focus on the ground. Get grounded more through the front. Look forward, heart forward. Inhale. Exhale, hands to your hips, shoulders back. Inhale all the way to standing. Okay, great. Let's take a triangle pose. You're going to take your right toes out to the side, your left toes in, arms out to the side. Inhale. Hinge at your hips, and then slowly release that hand down wherever it feels comfortable to you. Top arm is up. Great, comfortable triangle pose. We do this in pretty much every class. Feel where on your feet you are grounded. Push down the base of the toes, like where the toes and the foot meet. Really squish into that part. Push down through the feet, lead with the chest up to standing. We'll get this on the other side. Switch the feet, so the left toes out, right toes in. Arms are going to come out to the side. Inhale, and then hinge at the hips, just not on the knee joint itself. Put the hand either above or below. Get your top hand comfortable. I feel like looking down today, sort of helping me get grounded. And then feel, where do your feet and the earth meet? Where can you get more grounded through the ground? Like if my feet are wobbling around, where can I firm into the earth? Push down through the feet, come all the way to standing. Great, and then you'll take heels and toes out, bend the knees, and just a little with the breath. You're going to go side to side, exhaling on the twist, inhale to center. And just a few of these to get the hip open, to get the breath moving. Now when I'm doing this movement, again, my attention is what's on the earth. And just notice that the weight of the body tends to come to the inner edges or the big toe side of the feet. Try getting heavier with the outer edges of the feet. So your pinky toes is kind of what's feeling most of it. Last one. Inhale, center, straighten the legs. Okay, so we did half moon on our shins. Now we're going to do it on our feet just to kind of complete that action. So I start with a triangle for a half moon pose. I'm just kind of starting at the back of my mat a little bit here. I climb into a nice comfortable triangle, bring my top hand to my hip, bend my front knee, catch the balance. Now this is like what we did on hands and knees. The hand doesn't just go forward, it goes to the side, right? That's going to help you balance. I take my top foot up and my top arm up. So the attention today is what's on the ground. If you feel like you're wobbly on the ground, get more grounded. And then however you like to come down, I usually put my hand on my hip, bend the knee, maybe come back to triangle pose, and then all the way up. Sometimes that works. Let's get this on side too. Can I usually start more to the back of the mat so I have a place to come forward? Get the feet all kind of organized. Hinge at the hips, come into triangle. And then my top hand comes to my hip and I just lean, I catch the balance between the foot and the hand. And then I start to lift up. So again, my attention, what's on the ground. If what's on the ground is wobbly, I'm going to get grounded through the ground. And then top arm reaches down, bend the front leg, come right back to triangle, and then up to standing. Great, our last standing forward bend. Legs are wide, feet are parallel. And this time I'm going to interlace my fingers behind me. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Top of the head towards the floor, and my hands towards the floor in front of me. Again, in every forward bend in yoga, not to lean into the heels, but to lean forward more into the balls of the feet. Keep the lower body as it is. Untangle your arms. Walk the hands in front of you. You're going to put the right hand under your face, left hand to the ceiling. Top hand releases down. And side two, come on up to the twist. And release that down. Last forward bend, head moves towards the floor. Lengthen the spine, inhale. Exhale, hands to the hips, shoulders back, lead with the chest all the way up to standing. Great, bring your legs together. I'm just gonna see what we're doing for time. Okay, excellent. And then come back to the front of your mat. Great. Take the arms up, inhaling. And then exhale, fold forward. Come halfway up, inhaling. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Step yourself right back to downward facing dog. And then we're going to go right into a nice long pigeon pose. So you're going to take your right knee forward and through, square your hips, and walk yourself back into a nice, easy pigeon. Good hip opener for a little recovery. I like coming onto my forearms and kind of dropping my head down. You're going to be here for some time, so just allow to settle in. Nice long hip opener to really let go. Excellent. So we've been there in pigeon. Come up onto your forearms and then all the way up onto your hands. And almost try taking like a little cobra pose in this pigeon. So we're just a little bit of a back bend. Okay, great. And then release. And we'll just kind of do the slow and easy version of switching sides. We're going to go ahead and take that left leg forward and that right leg back, squaring the hips. And for pigeon, again, if you need to kind of adjust the challenge, if the foot goes further up, it's a little more challenging. If the foot's a little further down, it's less challenging. So just each day, you kind of decide where your spot is and get your hips nice and square. And then just start to unwind and lower yourself down. So these hip openers really allow us to get grounded through the ground. Allow your focus to be just simply surrendering to gravity, feeling the ground inviting you down. And just getting a little more grounded with every breath. Excellent. And then come on up. Let's give down dog a little push. Oh, we did a little back bend here. Yes. As you do this back bend, kick your back foot back and down a little bit. Helps to stretch the front of the body. And then let's move into downward facing dog. Okay, excellent. A little pedaling of the legs. I'm going to release my legs down again. And then this time I'm going to go into an Upavishta Konasana. So I'm going to take my legs wide and just kind of settle in, flex the feet. Let's just start with a little forward bend here. So I'll just kind of gently go up and over to the side, keeping the chest open. If it's comfortable to grab a foot, you may, but don't twist down. Just stay open. And then all the way up and over. Chest is staying up. There it is. Come all the way back up to the center, this time to the inside of the leg. Again, you want to go chest up. You don't want to roll like this. It's not wrong. It's just a different move. Go for chest up. If you can keep the chest up and grab the foot, wonderful. If not, also wonderful. And then come all the way up. Let's take that left hand down, right arm up. Let it cook here for a moment, and then maybe grab for that foot. And then all the way up to the center. Walk the hands forward and allow your head to drop. Now, same thing, we're going to let this one cook for a little while here. So don't pull and yank. Instead, just know that there is a force called gravity that's inviting you down.
Allow it to draw the body down gently. Slowly come all the way up. Great. And let's go ahead and turn to the side. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Yeah, feeling that on the legs. We'll take a Janu Shirshasana. So your right leg is going to stretch forward. Bend your left knee out to the side. Let's get a nice length in the spine here over the right leg. And then just nice and easy as we sort of lengthen our way down. No need to push or pull your way down. Top of the head, just elongate it forward. And feel whatever is not on the ground kind of snuggling into the ground more. Close your eyes. Surrender a few more breaths to the earth. Slowly come up. Take that left foot, bring that left knee to the ceiling, and then take that left foot all the way across the body, right? Take both hands behind you, push through the hands to lengthen the spine. Get my pants out of the way here. Gonna take my right arm, grab onto my thigh here, get into a nice twist. See how far I go. If I get the green light, I can take my right arm up and then bend at the elbow and move into a twist here. Whatever version of this twist you're doing, again, close your eyes so you can start to use your mind's eye. Release the twist, just turn and look the other way. Let go of the hands. Let's change sides. Left foot is forward. I bend my right knee out to the side. And then I just gently square my body over that right leg. This leg is definitely tighter than my other leg today, anyway. Lengthen the spine. Top of the head draws towards the foot. And I slightly draw my chin in, but my chest forward, lengthening the back of the neck. And then for a few long breaths here, again, see what can release and ground to the floor. Tension in the jaw, face muscles. Okay, and then come all the way up. Nice. I use my hand to draw this knee up to the ceiling. As it feels comfortable, I'm going to cross the body with the foot. Then definitely want to start like this with the hands. You push back and lift up. For all twists, main thing is lengthen the spine. Very important. I always start a little bit too easy. Like I know I can make it, but I start easy like this just to make sure everything's feeling okay. And then once I got it, top arm maybe comes over to the other side. close my eyes and I bring my attention to the skill I'm developing, which is the skill of getting grounded through the ground. Open the eyes, counter pose by turning and looking the other way. And then gently release. Let's see how we're doing. Oh, great. Perfect. We are just about out of time. You're going to come down onto your back, bring the knees to your chest. Let's do both knee twists today. So let's take both knees into the chest, arms to the side, and you'll take both knees over to the right. Both knees to the right. And maybe today keep your shoulders grounded. Pause, breathe, settle. Bring the knees back up to center. Take them over to the left. Both knees to the left. Upper body staying grounded today. And then both knees to center. Give them a hug. And then let's move the legs into Shavasana. So both legs are going to come down flat on the floor. Allow the feet and legs to flop open. Turn the palms to face up. Move your face muscles around. Move the hands around. Move the feet around. Just getting any last bits of tension out. Let's close our eyes and take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold it with your eyes closed. Hold it, hold it. And out through the mouth. Eyes are closed. Lying down, mouth is closed. Allow your breath to settle. And start to release and get grounded through the ground. So our hour is up for today. I'm going to encourage you to stay right where you are. You can just leave the camera where it is. Stay where you are. Keep your eyes closed and allow yourself to release into the ground, to settle, and try to find a little bit of steadiness amidst all this chaos. I so appreciate you joining me today in this very uncertain times, and I hope this practice has been of value to you. Thank you so much. Namaste.